Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. CNBC reports that OpenAI is grappling with a significant wave of executive departures, casting doubt on the company's stability as it prepares for a highly anticipated IPO. The latest exit involves revenue chief Denise Dresser, who left just days after operating chief Brad Lightcap stepped down. These departures follow the earlier exit of another top executive, Fidji Simo, who left for medical reasons, and a broader leadership shakeup in April. Critics and some investors view this C-suite instability as a huge red flag for the AI firm, which is currently under pressure to justify its massive valuation amidst growing competition from rivals like Google and Anthropic. Despite these challenges, OpenAI continues to highlight strong growth in its enterprise sector, which has reportedly reached 2 million customers. CEO Sam Altman and President Greg Brockman are under mounting pressure to maintain operational stability. OpenAI CFO Sarah Friar is expected to address these leadership changes during an upcoming meeting with investors to discuss the company's long-term strategy. According to Al Jazeera, Zambia's Electoral Commission has suspended vote counting nationwide following reports of widespread violence during the election. The commission cited several incidents, including physical attacks on polling officials and the theft of ballot papers, as the primary reasons for the suspension. Officials stated that the security situation would be monitored closely, and the suspension of the vote counting process will be reviewed within 24 hours to determine if it is safe to resume. According to Sing Tao, 3 death row inmates were executed by lethal injection in Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Alabama on August 13th. This marks the first time in more than 15 years that 3 executions were carried out in the United States on a single day. Though officials noted the simultaneous scheduling was purely coincidental. In Oklahoma, 70-year-old Carlos Cuesta Rodriguez was executed for the 2003 murder of his partner, Olympia Fisher, after his clemency pleas regarding mental illness were denied. Shortly after, Tennessee executed 66-year-old Darrell Hines for a 1985 murder, despite legal efforts to delay the execution due to his blindness and partial paralysis. In the evening, Alabama executed 42-year-old Jeremy Williams, convicted of the 2021 rape and child abuse murder of a 5-year-old girl. Williams did not challenge the evidence against him, which expedited his execution. The rise in executions aligns with a broader national trend, with 47 executions carried out across the United States last year, nearly double the previous year's total. Many of these executions occurred in Florida under the administration of Governor Ron DeSantis. According to JG Press, the government-affiliated Japan Bank for International Cooperation, JBIC, announced that it will partner with major U.S. financial institutions Citibank and J.P. Morgan Chase Bank to provide joint loans totaling $4.61 billion for infrastructure projects in the United States. The loans are aimed at supporting the construction of natural gas-fired power plants in Pennsylvania and Texas. These projects represent the second wave of developments stemming from an agreement reached between Tokyo and Washington in July 2025, in which the Japanese government pledged up to $550 billion in investments and loans to the U.S. under their bilateral tariff pact. Under the joint financing agreement, JBIC will directly provide $1.54 billion of the total funds. Citibank and J.P. Morgan Chase will cover the remaining balance. with their portions guaranteed by Nippon Export and Investment Insurance, NEXI, to facilitate the transaction, which requires large sums of US dollar funding. Japan's finance ministry has stated plans to secure financing through foreign banks. According to Antara, Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto has announced ambitious plans to establish the Indonesia Financial Center, known as PFII, with Jakarta as its initial site and Bali as the subsequent location. Speaking during his 2027 state budget draft speech on August 14, 2026, President Prabowo highlighted that the center is designed to serve as a world-class international financial hub. It will focus on key areas such as investments, financial technology, and international arbitration. To attract global capital and elite talent, the PFII will feature specialized institutions including an advisory council, a supervisory agency, and a dedicated court. The framework will allow the use of English in contracts and align commercial dispute resolutions with global standards, potentially employing top legal experts from around the world as ad hoc judges. Furthermore, the government plans to offer attractive incentives to foreign investors, including tax facilities, competitive licensing, golden visas, and a guarantee for the repatriation of capital and profits. However, President Prabowo emphasized that strict compliance with anti-money laundering regulations and tax obligations will remain mandatory to ensure transparency and security. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.